Guys, what's going on? It's Flip, and today we are doing mini reviews of all 10 of the dual region releases of Shaw Brothers films that 88 Films have put out. 88 Films has been putting out Shaw Brothers movies for a while, but they were a region B only company. And last year, around October, I believe, they announced that they were going region A and region B. And they announced these 10 films, and we're going to talk about them and tell you if they're worth picking up. Spoiler, all of these movies are definitely worth picking up. These are incredible films. What I love about, as much as I love the Arrow releases of the Shaw Brothers films that they've been putting out, these truly feel like what the Criterion Collection used to be. People used to say it was film school in a box. This feels like Kung Fu Film School in a box. It's just what they've done, the complete package. You're getting a nice slipcover. You're getting nice special features. All the artwork is by Kung Fu Bob O'Brien. It is a unified line, and I love that. So we're going to go through and briefly talk about each movie, what I think about them, and some fun facts along the way. So they kick things off with The Chinese Boxer, which I think is one of the best films in this bunch. It's tied with Human Lanterns, which we'll talk about a little bit later. This film is highly important. It is considered by most to be the first non-wuxia film, the first true kung fu film. It was very influential. Came out in 1970. It went on to influence Bruce Lee and the Fist of Fury movie. Jay Wang Yu was a massive star, but he had to fight tooth and nail to become a director. And he's highly influenced by Japanese cinema. And if you are a fan of Chambara films like I am, and you go and watch this, you can see the influences. So yeah, this is Chinese Boxer. This is a must-own in my opinion. If you're new to Shaw Brothers, this is a perfect starting place. Then we got 1975's Disciples of Shaolin, starring the late, great Alexander Fu Sheng, directed by Chang Che, and the fight choreography is done by Lau Kar-leung, which we'll talk about here in a little bit because they released a handful of his films. I do like Alexander Fu Sheng doing the Salt Bae on the front cover. This movie, it's good. It's not my favorite. I do think it's not the weakest of the 10. And there's truly no bad movie in this bunch. I do think it's like second to last least favorite. The name is a little bit of a trick. There is no mention of Shaolin. But yeah, overall, this movie is fun. Chang Che is a great director. Chang Che is a great director. Lau Kar-leung knows how to choreograph fights. So if you're going into that for just fighting, you're going to have a great time. Then we got Flag of Iron, a Venom movie directed by Chang Che. Came out in 1980. This film's plot is bad. It's not very good. But what I love about this movie is that the colors in the fights are so dramatic. They're just spectacular to watch. This cover actually does a really good representation of what the movie looks like and how the fights are portrayed. I think Kung Fu Bob captured the essence of this film incredibly well with this. There's the back right there, and you can tell right there, like, look at those colors. Just amazing blacks and reds, amazing whites. It's just amazing. It's such a good fucking film. But you can't go wrong with the Venom Mob. I am a little biased though. So then we got Lau Kar-leung's Legendary Weapons of China, 1982. This cover is probably Bob's best. This is fucking wild. This is one of the coolest covers for a movie I've ever seen. Yeah, so this movie has literally a fight with so many different weapons. You get darts, arrows, halberds, 3-section staffs, swords. It's bonkers. When I first watched this movie, I did not like it because it is silly. Comedy with me in martial arts movies don't really mix that well. I am very particular about comedy, but when I rewatched this movie on this release, I enjoyed it a lot more. And it's got everyone. It's got Lau Kar-leung himself. It's got his brother Lau Kar-wing. It's got Gordon Liu. It's got literally everyone that's like a big name in Shaw in this film, and it's definitely worth picking up. One of the best in my opinion. Just amazing. Then we got Shaolin Mantis. So the next two, we'll talk about them together, Monkey Kung Fu and Shaolin Mantis. If you look at the previous, every other release has this nice matte finish to it. These two have these weird shiny, glossy covers. And Shaolin Mantis does not come with a book. All of these movies come with booklets and posters. This one comes with a poster, and this also comes with lobby cards. So they replaced a book with lobby cards, and I'm really disappointed by that because Shaolin Mantis is directed by Lockout. I mean, this is his 1978 film. Mantis style isn't in too many movies. Here, it's obviously the highlight, the name, Shaolin Mantis, and it's an incredibly fun martial arts style to like watch. It's visually really stunning. So I was really disappointed that this does not have a booklet with it. And then Monkey Kung Fu is a little weird because when you talk to a Shaw, when you talk to a martial arts fan or a Shaw Brothers fan, and you mention the name Monkey Kung Fu, they're automatically going to think of Mad Monkey Kung Fu, which this is not. Mad Monkey Kung Fu came out 3 to 5 months after this movie. This is directed by John Law Ma. This came out in 1979. And this is a pretty good movie. There's some really good drunken monkey stuff in here. I actually did not know anything of this movie going into it. It was one of the only blind watches, and it was surprisingly a lot of fun. I had a great time with it. Not one I would say rush out and get right away, but it is definitely a must-have if you are going to just go ahead and complete this line. Human Lanterns. So this is tied with Chinese Boxer as my favorite from the lineup. This film is directed by Sun Chung, who is my favorite Shaw Brothers director. He was best known for directing a lot of comedies, a lot of like crime movies as well, a lot of like cop films. And he didn't make a martial arts film until late in his career. And when he did, he just took so many risks. Like, this movie is a mixture of a slasher flick and a wuxia film, and it should not work. Like, when you boil down the essence of those two genres, they should not mix together, and it does here incredibly well. This is it's a weird movie, but it's a ton of fun. This artwork is incredible. I think it's got the best villain out of any Shaw Brothers film or any film in cinema history, to be honest with you. I love this villain. Then we got this is the weirdest pick. I think this is the latest Shaw Brothers film that's been released on Blu-ray. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. This came out in 1997. It's a remake of Boxer of Shantung, kind of in a modern-esque era. And it's directed by Corey Yuen, who did the Transporter movie. And this cover does a better job showing, like, this cover sells the movie more than the movie itself. This cover makes the movie seem a lot more badass than what it is. There are some excellent fight scenes in this film, but overall it feels like they even mentioned this in the commentary on here. It feels like a made-for-TV movie. It has this weird feeling that they were like running out of budget making this film. It's very weird, but the performances are great. The action scenes that are good are really damn good, but there's a lot of middle part that is just kind of eh. So I don't know how to rate this one. I'm glad I own it. I'm glad it's in the collection. I just wasn't for me. Maybe on the second watch I'll like it more. And then we got another Lar Carlong film, 1981's Martial Club. This film, you could tell Lar Carlong was wearing his influences on his sleeve, and that is Jackie Chan, especially like stuff like The Young Master. This film stars Gordon Liu, as you can tell, he's right there. And yeah, this film is long. I was not expecting it to be this long. A lot of Shaw Brothers films are like an hour and 20, hour and 30. Very rarely do they push 2 hours. So this is a pretty long movie. There is an excellent, I mean, this is worth the purchase alone. The alleyway fight in this film is worth the price. So go pick this movie up. Just awesome. And then what I personally love this movie. This is the newest one. It's Flying Guillotine 2. I personally love this movie. It is weird though. I think it's the best part of the trilogy. So part 1 and part 3, which was Vengeful Beauty, was part 3. Both got Region B releases by 88Films. They did the same thing with One Armed Swordsman. They just put out the first one on Blu-ray. So I'm wondering if we'll ever get 2 and 3. But yeah, this film is really good. It just came out in 1978. There's a little bit of a troubled production story behind this that is a little too long for me to cover in this video. But this film looks great. It's a lot of fun. It's a very dark film at times, like thematically it's very dark. I mean, you're having things that literally rip your head off in this film, so it should be a little dark. Very bloody, very graphic, really good story. I actually really like the storyline in all three of these movies. Man, the artwork by Kung Fu Bob is just incredible. These booklets are all great as well. There's a nice graphic shot right there. And yeah, this is a nice, I think this is actually a really cool way to end the line. I think Flying Guillotine 2 is a really weird pull because Region A people don't have 1 or 3. But it's cool that we got a Flying Guillotine Part 2 finally. This special feature, I haven't gone through all the special features yet on this one because I just got it today. It's got a collector's booklet, double-sided poster, audio commentary by and with Asian cinema experts Mike Leader, Arnie Vinema, original trailer, versatile sleeve featuring Hong Kong poster artwork. So that is Flying Guillotine Part 2, and this is the Shaw Brothers line by 88 Films. Which one is your favorite, guys? Let me know in the comments down below. I gotta say, my 3 favorite, probably Chinese Boxer, Human Lanterns, and Flying Guillotine Part 2. Those I love. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to you guys next time.